You were
Yes.
born and raised. Is it in Detroit? Because it seemed like all of you from Detroit in the
Uh-uh.
space. Okay, because I know
Nah.
you're
I'm
not
from
Detroit,
no, I'm from Atlantic Beach, South Carolina.
South
Black
Carolina.
Pearl.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Atlantic Beach, South Carolina. Then I moved to Fayetteville, North Carolina, a little later. So
Okay. Is that where you are
yeah,
now?
no, I'm in Atlanta now.
Oh, you're in Atlanta now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was early, like early on. I'm from Carolina, and then I went into military years later. And then I took a little detour. I had to go on my state sponsored vacation for over a decade, and then when I came home, I relocated eventually to Atlanta
Oh,
to
okay.
pursue my dreams. Uh-huh.
So okay, so you was born in South Carolina, and I have
Yes.
most of my family are from there as well, South Carolina.
Oh,
So
really?
yes, most of my majority
Okay.
of my family, yes, yes. And so I just want to ask you because, like I said, a lot of times, people we come from, some of us come from humble beginnings, some of us come from not so humble beginnings, and
Yes.
I want to know in your case, like, were you barefoot in the yard? Did you, play ball in the street?
Right.
Were there bunk beds? Did you ration out the food, or were you like did you go up where it was more well to do, and you were driven to and from school, or you
Mm-hmm.
had the name brand clothes and all that good stuff. So can you share some of your memories too, like one parent household, two parent household,
Yeah.
siblings, cousins, all that stuff. I know I gave you a lot, but I just want to try
That's
to give you a reference point.
no, it's funny
Yeah.
because as you're touching on that, I think all of that describes my experience. I grew up, my mom and dad, my dad was murdered when I was 8 years old. And so from there, for like the next about 3 years, 4 years, we struggled, man. I went from a two-parent household. We weren't rich or anything like that, but we made do. We had love. And so it was four of us all together, my two sisters and one brother, and then
Two
my mom
sisters.
and my dad. I'm the youngest though. I'm
Oh,
the
okay.
baby of the
Okay,
family.
thank
Yeah.
you. I was about to ask you that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
can
had an
you tell me
older
the years apart? What's the year? What are the years apart?
yeah, I had an older sister. My older sister is 5 years older than me, and then my brother was 4 years older than me, and then my other sister was 3 years older than me, and then was me.
Okay, okay.
So, so I guess you could say, right, all of us within six,
Yes,
seven
yes.
years of each other. And so now it's just me and my older sister. Now I lost my brother to cancer back in
Mm-hmm.
'07, and then I lost my sister about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, but like 3 years ago, she had complications from diabetes or whatever, COVID pneumonia, that type of deal. They say COVID, I don't recognize COVID, so I'm not gonna claim that.
Got you. Yeah,
And then
I totally understand.
right, and so now it's just me and my older sister. I'm in Atlanta, my older sister's in Carolina still.
Oh, you still? Oh, so she's in the Carolinas as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, she's still
And
in Carolina.
okay, and is your mom still here with
My
us?
mom's still with us. So my daddy was murdered when I was 8, and my mom remarried my stepfather when I was like 11. When they got together, I was 11, and then they got married when I was 12. So my stepfather was in my life for a long time.
And so how did that work out? Like, were you was he a great fixture in your life? Because a lot of
Oh yeah,
times when we talk about so much emphasis on having male figures in the home. So
it
that's
is. So
uh,
the irony of I think my stepfather was the first Renaissance man I've ever met.
mm,
He used to be a part of Black Panther Party, then joined Nation of Islam, then fell victim to the streets, became a kingpin, all of
mm.
that. Business owner. It was a true Renaissance man.
Oh, okay. So I see the inspiration behind your stuff. Okay, now it's
Yeah,
like it makes sense. Okay,
yeah, yeah,
it makes
yeah,
so much sense. Yeah. So
hmm
but so let me share with me. Let me ask you this, Sean, if you don't
uh
mind me asking. Do you have any memories of your dad at all?
Of course, I have
Okay.
vivid memories of my dad. My dad was my Superman.
No,
Um,
really.
yeah, my dad. So I was 8 years old when he passed away, but I have vivid memories. And I think that because I lost him when I was so young, I think those memories are even that much more vivid. You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
Yeah, my dad was a working man as well. He came up in the 80s. Well, he got killed in the 80s, but he was a working man, construction company, whatnot. And then toward the mid 80s, he got caught up in the coke crack game.
Mhm.
Back in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, cocaine and crack
Was
kind of infiltrated our
epidemic.
neighborhoods as a whole. Yes, it was.
Mhm.
And so he started, mixing in the streets while still doing the working thing. And eventually that's what got him killed. My aunt, she's my cousin by blood, but I call her my aunt. She
Yeah,
ended up
right.
putting a hit on him.
What? Wait, she did what?
She put a hit on him. And one of his friends, so-called friends, carried out the hit, killed him.
Why would
Yeah, drugs. The story
Okay.
goes that he was working with her. She was a upstanding citizen, but
Okay.
she had street connections. And as the story goes, he was moving out for her, and he found his own thing going on, and she couldn't take that, so she put a hit on him.
Well, now that you said that was your aunt, was that his sister or
Yeah, she by blood, she was his cousin,
cousin? Right, right. She was
but
older
they
than
grew up
your
in the
aunt.
same. Yeah, no,
Oh,
they grew up in
okay.
the same. They grew up in the same house. Growing up, I knew her as my aunt
Okay, got you.
because they grew up in the same
Wow,
household.
that
Yeah.
is. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
oh God, I'm
And,
so sorry.
yeah,
Um,
yep.
oh,
So
yeah. So
yeah,
now, yeah. So right, yeah. I know that's kind of heavy, right? Yeah, yeah. I didn't mean to
yeah.
put and lay down on you,
It's
but
I'll
yeah,
reconcile. It's okay.
yeah. But it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I know, but I know that's hard to. And you found. How did you find this out? How did you know?
Well, because the guy who actually killed my dad, he turned himself in and told everything. And so
Wow.
we speak about memories. I remember being at the trial. I had to be about 9 by the time the trial
Oh,
came
you,
through.
you was there at the trial?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big case. Murder for hire, plotting the whole nine. And yeah, we'll get to that later. But yeah, it was a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember being at the trial. Everything came out, what it was about, or when it happened, how it transpired, everything. It was a big deal. It was a big
And you was
deal.
able to absorb, even as a child at that age, you was able to absorb all this. Well, how much?
Yeah.
Okay, now just based off your memory at that time, at that age, there's a lot of times people don't understand how much children are able to absorb and are aware. We are more aware than you think. And
Yeah, I
I
remember
said this before. Yeah.
my earliest memory of life is at 3 years old.
I
Like
believe. Yeah.
yeah, I remember being 3 years old at my aunt house, my dad's other sister, just going down the hall. From the country. My dad from the country,
hmm
and so I remember being out at my grandmother's Cecil house with my dad's mom, and she had like a lot of land out there. So I remember being out there as early as 3 years old. Like I remember that vividly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I think that's amazing. So, and
Hmm.
that's why I'm saying that goes back because during one of my other interviews, I was mentioning about how we know more than you think as children.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
so how much were you able to comprehend and
All of it.
absorb all of it? Wow.
All of it. Hmm.
And what did you
Like
take from that?
that's why I think that's why my trust issues came in. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Because I remember my dad's funeral. Still to this day, the biggest funeral I've ever been to in my life. Like my dad was a good guy, man. Like just solid, solid. Great father, great husband. Just a great man. Just a great man, all across the board. He
oh
played
wow.
football. He played semi-pro football. I remember that vividly as well. Just all around great. To this point, my dad was such a good man that years later, I went to high school. The coaches and things that coached him in football remembered him,
Remember him.
and,
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
yeah,
So that's a blessing, Sean. So I think that you should
mhm,
definitely be proud of the fact that he left a legacy, left
100%,
memories. So that's something to be proud of. You stand on his shoulders. So yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, he's rest in
yeah,
peace to your dad. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but now that goes into my
mhm,
next question about blended families because how
yes.
did you how did you come to terms with transition from your mom grieving the loss of your father and
Uh,
and getting a stepfather? Like, how much of a hard time did you give him a hard time at first?
nah, because what happened? So, like I said, we struggled for years after my daddy died. It was about 3 or 4 years, but when you go from being okay to having to go to the hood, we had to live to the hood and everything. It's kind of rough. So by the time my mom dated a couple dudes here and there, but it never stuck. My mom was a real honorable woman, and so when she met my stepfather, the fact that she introduced him to us, I kind of knew that he was a special kind of guy in the first place.
Mhm.
And I think that in my young mind, I saw us go from struggling to us being back at the top again. So
Mm,
that in itself gave me a lot of respect for him. And he was a man's man, so he never forced his fatherhood on me, anything. He was just there for me. And over
gotcha.
time, I just, fell into love him. And he was a Renaissance man. So he's the first person I ever saw write a book. So I saw a real
Oh,
street
really?
guy writing books as
Oh,
well. Yeah, he
oh,
wrote a
so he's an
book.
author as well?
No, my father, my stepfather. Yeah, he
Stepfather,
wrote a
right.
book called Black Gangster. He never published it though.
He never do you think he
Nah,
will?
I'll do it for him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
yeah, I was
yeah, I'm
about
gonna
to
do
ask
it
that.
for him.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because
I'm gonna do it for him.
you have that okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it for him.
yeah, so let me ask you because you mentioned that you
Hmm.
went from, uncomfortable conditions, a little bit of a struggle, and then you were able to level up once your
Right.
father came into your life. So can you give us some comparisons of to what are some of the things that you have to deal with before that, before you step
Man.
father, and then after, like, can you
Yeah.
um give us some some of those reference points of like
Uh-huh.
what you have to go
Yes.
through?
So being the youngest, my brothers, like I grew up in the hip hop era too. So I came of age during hip hop. So if you didn't have the right shoes on, you weren't popping. If you didn't have the right,
Hmm.
clothes, you weren't popping. But ironically, my family always had love. So I didn't realize we were poor, for lack of a better word, because we always had love. We always made do. I had
What
to
made
wear my brother.
what made you poor? Like, what's some of the things that you like? I'm just wondering, like, what are some of the things you experienced?
Having to wear my brother's clothes.
Okay, hand me
You know what
downs.
I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, hand me downs and having to roll the pants leg all the way up. Wearing this oversized windbreaker jackets and things like that. Um, we had the lights cut out a couple times, but again, it was always love. So we never, it was just life for us. And being in the hood, we weren't the only ones living like that. So it wasn't like we was just ostracized. We just banded together.
That
You
right.
know, yeah, we just banded together.
Mhm.
And that caused my brother to go into the streets early. So my
Mhm.
brother started hustling. I'm a product of I'm a third generation hustler. My mom, my father, my brother, my sister. At some point, all of us got our money in the streets at some point. You know what I
At some
mean?
point. Mhm.
And so just going in, like my brother going out to the streets to make a way. I remember vividly, right? So my mother called herself buying some shoes for school for me. She did the best that she could. And
Mhm.
I think they were like something called Masters of the Universe or something like that, right? And
He-Man?
yeah, the shoes.
Yeah, He-Man. Yeah, Master Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so my brother came home and was like, "What are those? You can't wear those." And so we lived on Atlantic Beach, which is like an all black town. And adjacent to our town was North Myrtle Beach on this side, and then Windy Hill on another side. And so I remember my brother had a 10-speed bike, and we took those shoes. I rode on the handlebars about 2 miles all the way to the shoe store for my brother to take those shoes back and give me the Nikes. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And so that's kind of family we had growing up. We had to be on point, you
Wow.
know. hmm
And so how did you what are some of the ways that you leveled up?
Man. So my stepfather, like I say, I grew up in the streets, and so my stepfather at the top of the food chain. He was what we would call a kingpin. And so we went from Nissan Sentras to Cadillacs,
Mhm.
Jaguars. My
Mhm.
father owned a club, motel, just clothes, all the hottest clothes you could possibly think of. Always the first person with the new Jordans, that type of deal. Just a 180, total 180. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Pockets full of money at 14 years old, a brand new
Mm.
car, no license, that type of deal.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah,
All right, I see. So, and what
yeah.
what did your stepfather do again? And what did he do? What did your
He
stepfather do again?
he hustled.
Oh,
He
he's
was in
hustle.
the
Okay,
streets.
okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
he was in the streets. But back then, it's not like nowadays where guys just want to hustle. That's that. Back in those days, they had to do something with the money. So
Right.
he had a club, had a
Yes.
motel, had a car dealer's license. Just,
Keep it clean. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, try to clean it up that way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause there's different ways
Uh-huh.
of hustling too. So that's just also, like, even though I understood your type of hustling with you and your family, but there's other
Right.
types of hustling.
I
There's,
got you, saying, of
yeah,
course.
because
And that
like
was that was
'cause
drugs.
my dad, God rest his soul, my dad would be considered a hustler because he never really had a regular job. He sold clothes.
Right.
Owned a restaurant, so he did that type of hustling.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah,
different
yeah.
ways.
Yeah, my father sold coke. He sold cocaine, heroin.
Mhm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now, did he ever? Okay, because I know you say you owned a club, and what else? You said a club.
Club, motel, a club, motel, landscape or roofing company. Just any kind of way to clean the money up, really.
And so let me ask you this. So,
hmm
did he ever transition from the hustle side and then just focus on just
Yes.
just building those businesses the legal way? Did that ever come to that at some point?
He did, but the funny thing about the streets, this is why I write about it so much.
Yeah, that's
As
why I want
soon
to. I'm,
as
I'm enlightened.
yeah, as soon as you make that transition, that's when they come. So he moved back to Trenton, New Jersey, where he's originally from, and started a roofing. Well, he already had a roofing company, but he focused full time on the roofing company. And then the feds came and got him for some stuff way
Mhm.
back 20 years prior to that, and he ended up doing fed time. He caught 30 years initially, And then when the guidelines changed, he eventually got some of it knocked off, and he's home now.
He's home now.
He ended up doing like actually about the same amount of time I did, like 13, 14.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. We're gonna get into that. Okay, you slipped that in
Mm-hmm.
there. Okay. Yeah, we got to get into
Yeah,
that too. Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So now, when did he come home? When
He
was
came
that?
home 2014, I think. I came
Oh,
home
okay.
11, maybe he came home 13 or 14.
I know that was hard on your mom.
Yeah, my mom, man, my mom is the strongest woman I know. Like
Yeah.
literally, to lose a husband, to lose a son, to lose a daughter, to lose a
Yeah.
husband again.
Right.
To like, my mom is the strongest woman I know, hands
I,
down.
do you know how she coped with all that? Did she share that with you? Her ways of just coping with everything and just, you know.
Sense of humor.
Mm,
I mean, it wasn't easy. My mom, she's good now, alhamdulillah, she's good, but she went through it.
yeah, I
Like
can
just the
imagine.
stress of it all, just the mental stress, but she's just strong.
I'm
Like,
going. Yeah, Sean, I'm gonna be messy real quick.
you good?
So during the time that your stepdad was away, did your mom feel any feeling of away? Did you you ain't got to tell
I
nobody.
don't,
You ain't got to
I
tell
don't
nobody.
know.
It's between
Wait,
you and me. To you.
well, here's the thing. I was gone.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
gone
Okay.
because
You was doing your thing.
yeah, I caught my time. No, I caught time. I went to
Are you at?
prison.
Are you around the same?
I went
Okay.
to prison before my father. I went to
Oh, you
prison
did?
before my father.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Oh. What happened? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I shout out to you, Adam. Oh, I was about to tell him, I had to put on my board. I might go out and come back in. I was about to tell him that. I was about to tell him the guard to come back in. I was about to pull up my board. Okay. All right. Yeah. So he's going to go out and come back in. In the meantime, how's everyone doing? Shout out to everyone who's here. Um, make sure that as long as you're respectful in this place, you're more than welcome to be here. Express whatever views you have, whatever opinions that you have, as long as they're respectful. Keep it cute, y'all. Keep it cute.
I'm back.
All right. You good? All right, there we
Yeah.
go. 'Cause I was about to put up my board. I was about to pull out my little I was about to put on my prop. It's I say go out and come back in. I was about to
Oh yeah,
you already
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yep. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so you were saying, do you remember you was talking about your mom and I was
Yeah, I
being
was
messy.
saying my
I was,
mom.
I was being messy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom always been a lady though, so if she did, I would never know. She was
Oh,
always a
okay.
lady. Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
was, but I actually caught my time before my father did. I caught my time in '99. My father caught his time in '03.
Mm.
So I would never know. My mom, she's old school. She classy with it. What's sacred is secret, so I would never know.
Yes, yes. One ask, who tell. Yeah,
Hmm.
you don't need to know. I guess you'll
Yeah,
tell you the gotta go folks business. Yeah.
yeah. I would never. And I love my pops, so I call my stepfather my pops. I respect my dad, so she
Right,
don't.
right.
Yeah, she don't love my pops, so she would never expose that anyway. So
Yeah, right. No, I
yeah,
don't blame you. She shouldn't. No, she shouldn't. Yeah.
yeah.
So now when did you how old were you when you went in? I want because I want to
21.
establish a timeline. 21. Okay. Okay, bookmark that one. Okay, so now
Mm-hmm.
let me go back a little bit, Sean. I want to go back
Hmm.
because I always like to talk about the elementary, junior high school years.
Yeah,
I want to talk about that. I always like to get into those stories of self discovery because a lot of people gloss over that phase
hmm,
of self discovery in elementary, junior high because that's when your puberty, your testosterone is
yes,
going crazy. That's when you're
yes.
attracted to girls or boys, whatever. No judgment. And
Girls, girls.
okay, you're humping in the staircase. You're just exploring
All
different
that.
things, all of that, right? So
Yeah,
what you go, you're joining different clubs. I don't know, were you popular? Were you a shy kid? Were you to
yeah,
yourself? So yeah, just give us some viewpoints
yeah.
of the elementary, junior high school phase.
Yeah, my family has always been popular. I'm a Sinclair, right? And so my grandmother owned property. Her sister owned property. My grandmother had 13, well, she had 12 kids and she raised them,
Wow.
eight daughters. none of them virgins. So I had a bunch of cousins and
Mhm.
everything. So
Mhm.
we were all of us were popular. Like Sinclair's were very known around my way. So we were always
Oh,
very known.
oh,
Hmm.
okay. So y'all built
Yeah.
so that was that community that you built. But okay, so
Yes.
with all that, like how was that? How did that, go into like I said, the junior high and
Junior high
elementary
schools,
school?
you
Were you
know,
like what clubs you joined the clubs and what how impactful was it or was it impactful? Like I just want to get some of your experiences.
I got you. Yeah, I've always straddled between two worlds, right? Because again, I came up in the era when like I hate to keep sounding cliche, but I came up in the era like a crack epidemic type deal. So
Yeah, yeah.
all of my peers, no, they were in the streets like that. But I've always been a brainiac. Like I love school. In
You
my
love
I,
school. Okay.
yeah, I remember being in the fifth grade, skipping class to go to the library and read. Like
Oh,
literally.
nice.
Yeah. And we had a so Myrtle Beach, the school I went to was North Myrtle Beach. And it's like predominantly white. Like our librarian was black. So Miss
Hmm.
Edge, I still got love for her to this day. She always saw something in me. So she would always make sure I get put in the best programs. I was in the gifted and talented programs, the gifted and
Nice.
talented classes, things like that. I've always been a bookworm. Like I've always loved to read. And I think my daddy instilled that in me. I've always loved to read, always been a bookworm. And so
Yeah.
I've always
So
straddled two fences.
nice.
Hmm.
So, were you in the talented gifted program, and did you ever feel pressured in that? Because I know sometimes when children they excel, they feel
Hmm.
pressure. Sometimes they have certain expectations that are not given to a lot of other kids because they're special. They're considered more special. So, do you ever feel
Yeah.
pressured, to continue like you couldn't like get a one bad grade or you couldn't like mess up in certain areas? Did you?
Yeah. I've always been self-motivated. Nobody had to tell me. Like my mom, she encouraged me, of course, but I've always been self-motivated. I just like to learn. I've always been very anal. I'm a Virgo, so maybe that took early
Mhm.
on. I'm a perfectionist, so I was always had my yeah, I always had my own pressure. Like I felt like it was necessary for me to make A's and B's. Anything less than that was uncivilized because it was easy. It was
Yes.
easy. Like school is easy to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it was easy.
Okay, I wish. Alright, but, yeah, before we continue, I have to shut out Miss Stevie. Yeah, she's in the she one of your neighbors, by the way. She's from South Carolina as well.
Okay, really?
Yeah, Miss
Hey,
Stevie. Yeah, he said, "Hey, Faith, hey, I don't know if you, see the comments or not,
I
but
can see him.
okay. Yeah, so, yeah, that's, my girl, Miss Stevie, that's she's like one of my inspirations of doing this, interviews, thing, and I just been kind of
Okay,
I've been in the groove ever since, so, yeah,
good.
shout out to Miss Stevie, and so she said, yeah, Myrtle Beach. Come on,
Okay, that's what's up.
Missy. Yeah.
Yeah, so she know about Atlantic Beach too, because when I say Atlantic Beach, I always specify that because a lot of people don't know the history of Atlantic Beach. It was the first, one of the only black beaches in the South, period. But
Mm.
we had our own black government. We still have it. Black government, black town council, black mayor. We're our own entity that's right between Myrtle Beach. So it's a historically black town. So a lot of
Oh,
people don't know that. Uh-huh.
oh, no, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why we specify. People say, you from Myrtle Beach? No, no, I'm from Atlantic Beach. It's a difference.
It's
Most
different.
people know it from Black Bite Week, but Myrtle Beach is all the same. We all fam. We
We all
family.
family, right? It's all
Yeah, we
community.
family.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's how it's
family
supposed
though.
to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, we
but
family.
all right. So we left off at the you being gifted and talented, but
Yes.
how did you interact? Like, what was just like? How was your social circle at that time? We still on elementary, junior high
Yeah,
school.
I
How was
got you.
your
I
social
got you.
circle? Yeah.
I've always been a popular loner, quite honestly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
got
always been a popular loner. Because like when I'm at school, my peers wouldn't be my peers back in the hood because I was always in the gifted talented program. So it's like I would have the specialized classes. We were going to field trips. I was in the band. I joined
you. Oh,
the band when I
really?
was in sixth grade. Yeah, I played trumpet.
I love it. Oh, love it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
so music is like my first love.
Nice.
Always. So I started
Oh.
rapping when I was like eighth grade, ninth grade. I started rapping,
Mhm.
and so I started doing music. I'm pretty good at it too. Yeah,
All right, nice. I love that.
yeah.
So now, as far as you socializing, did you feel any type of resentment towards other kids? Because sometimes when you are, again, going back to the talent, to
Mhm.
the gifted, and being smart,
Right.
being smart was not cool. It was in certain schools, so they'll
Yeah.
always, project, the
Yeah.
insecurities on you, like you think you're better, you think you are, So did you have that resentment from other children?
Nah. You know, it's funny. Like growing up in the beach. because I'm from, like I said, I'm from Atlanta Beach, and it was known as the bad area. I think that I got positive reinforcement from my peers and my teachers because they saw it in me. I think that learning came easy to me, so I took it for granted at times. So whenever I would be in the gifted and talented programs, everybody kind of applauded me. Like only problem I had was with the girls. Guys would be jealous of me with the girls because the girls would like me, whatever, and they'd be jealous.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
What was it about you that they liked? Do you know what was it about you that the girls liked? It was the
Maybe the
smile.
dimples. The dimples, yeah, the
Oh,
dimples.
yeah. All right, all right.
Yeah, the
Hey,
dimples.
how you doing, Jacqueline Alexander? Thank you for being here.
Hey,
Yes.
Jack.
So,
Hmm.
yes, yes. So, yeah, so going into that, like, what did you? What was the self discovery that you that you've had at that time? Do you remember? What was some of the areas of self discovery that you had at that time?
These are great questions, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
D. I think that, like I say, when I started doing music, when I was like maybe 12, 13, I started doing music. I started expressing myself through music. That was the first thing. And then again, around my way, it wasn't a lot of people doing it. And so that gave me a lot of, like a lot of popularity and things like that as well. So probably the music, but just honestly, I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't learn this till I went in the military when I was 18.
Okay.
So I didn't realize until I went into the military how monolithic my experience was. Like I
Mm-hmm.
thought that everybody lived like we did. You know what I'm saying? I thought everybody father sold drugs. I thought everybody, you know, messed with girls. I thought everybody did the things that we did. And only the time when I went in the military did I learn that that wasn't normal. It was just like an incubator, man. Good, bad, or indifferent. My community embraced me. We embraced each other. You know what I'm saying? We were a close knit community. And so
So
I
important.
think, yeah, like
Yeah.
we didn't have a lot of insecurities that other people have, like, oh, the first black this and black people can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that because in our immediate circle, we had the black business owners, we had the black doctors, it was like Atlanta is now back then. Just a
Right, right,
smaller
right.
scale.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think about, you saying that, and it kinda makes me think of, the generational, pushback, I should say, the generational
Yes.
pushback that we have because, you
Hmm.
talk about your father, and I'm sure that your grandparents, a lot of people had careers. They had actually they were business owners, and it made me
Business
think
owners.
that's when because, make me think when I was growing up in my childhood, my grandfather was a super, but then he was also up, he worked at the post office,
Right, right,
at
right.
the time as well. So you have a lot of Renaissance people. You said Renaissance, so
Yeah, Renaissance. Yeah.
yeah, so that is so key right there because we have so many people that we grew up as children. We grew up that had businesses and they had like
Yes.
industrial. They were very industrial. So I just wish
Absolutely.
we got to bring those back. We got to bring those back. They're there. They're out there. That's why I'm trying to bring them here. That's why this is
Yes.
one of the reasons why I have this platform, Sean. Let me just kind of give you a quick little snippet,
Okay,
clip
appreciate.
here. That this is one of the reasons why I have this platform because I want to
Hmm.
highlight those individuals, those unsung people that don't really get the shine that they should. So that's
Yes.
one of the reasons why. And I do appreciate like you amongst so many other great people that I've interviewed with, that was able to shine bright on because I've gotten
Yes.
from like people like creators like you. I had interview with someone, a sanitation technician, who
Yes.
happened to be a DJ. That was his passion.
Yeah.
Registered nurse. So I've and the registered nurse made Black history as well because he was the first black man, your black young man who graduated, from this nursing class ever
Right.
in his school.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so that isn't that amazing? So it's
Yeah,
just
that's crazy.
yeah, right. So I
Mm.
just wanted to kind of insert that real quick.
Yeah.
So back to
And I
you.
think it's important. And I think that's important, right? And that's why I'm so open with my story because I want people to know people who look like me. Because when I was growing up, I didn't see a lot of people who gone through the things I'm going through and came on the other side better. They
Hmm.
fell victim to it time and time again. So that's why I'm always very vocal about telling my story, whatever platform, how big, how small, in the middle. It's not about that. It's about the message. So I appreciate you
Yes,
for
the
having me.
message. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Likewise, likewise. Yes. So now, so you gifted and talented in junior high,
Yes.
and so
Yeah.
you playing instruments. You playing the trumpet in the
Hmm.
band, and you're in, but you're like an extrovert slash introvert. The way you based on what you
Yeah.
said.
Yes.
Yes. So
Popular loner.
you
Yep.
all popular, right? And so, did you hop in the staircase?
I did. Listen. listen,
I
listen,
just had to find out. I just had to know.
listen. I have a 13-year-old now, right? I have a 13-year-old that's in school
Uh-huh.
right now, right? And listen, if he, I just let's just say I lived. Like, bro, don't be nothing like I was back then, because I got it early and it never stopped. Yeah, I got it early and never stopped.
Yeah, you got you
Yeah.
got in early. That's funny. All right, so and then you said that your self-discovery, like the self-discovery
Yeah.
that you had, at that time was your love for music, that passion right
Yes.
there, and also your embracing your community, the fact that
Yes.
you was able to rely on that support system. So
Correct.
yeah, so I love that for you, by the way.
Hmm.